America and Western civilizations have severely been laxed, both women and men. And I still relate it back to the historical breakdown of the nuclear family, making women and feminism, making women more independent, wanting to be boss chicks and operate outside of a family unit and respecting men, women being encouraged to be better than men. How's that ever going to happen? Truly, you know what I mean? Mentally wise, but physically and all the other things, no. It's not going to happen ever.
But do you think the younger generation has lost game? I mean, because like the girl was saying, she's like, yeah, once we get here, I mean, what you got to offer us?
See, that's the thing. We say game. I don't use
Mhm.
that word.
What word do you use?
Social skills,
Yeah, yeah.
knowing how to carry a conversation, knowing how to read a room,
Hmm.
Yeah.
how to be respectful to cultures and people that are surrounding you, trying to have a little bit of understanding and not going in with an attitude like Austin said the other week. I'm an American. When he was filming incorrectly, walking down the street, and the guy that was local said, "Hey, stop filming here."
Yeah, don't
He
do
might
that,
have been
man.
trying to help Austin. There might have
Hmm.
been some bad guys on the street that didn't want to get caught on film. He trying to save the man's life, and all he did was
Bro,
cop an attitude, not
bro,
even being socially aware, brother.
that happened in, I want to say Colombia, where was a
It was,
prominent guy. He was a
it was,
photographer,
hmm
and he was video innocent man just walking down the street
right,
and just taking pictures because that's just what he did,
right,
and they killed him
But
because he didn't know what neighborhood he was in. He didn't
yes.
know how the culture went. He didn't know how to do that. And I think when I say game, that swagger, that swagger, Ronin. When you
yeah,
used to go to a club, you could look across the
right.
room, you get a girl the eye, she give you the eye, you can talk to her.
Man,
None of that. The guy just like, come here. Like we went back to the 8 chain. Like,
dudes don't know how to command a room no more. They don't know how to
yeah.
walk in a room and command it where chicks are turning around, and so are the dudes. Like, who the fuck is that guy?
Hmm.
Ronnie, we've
Yes,
been in
ma'am.
a places and they are that you know that the guys want to dancing and
Mhm.
they ask for permission, but they can watching you in the room and they've been talking to you like, you know, let's
Right.
go dancing. Like, hey, you know,
They ain't said a word, ain't
they
nothing
don't
came
say
out their
word,
mouth.
and you already know, and you see the lady walk into the middle of
Oh
outside
yeah.
the table, and the guy's coming, and then you know they're ready to dance. But dance for us is something normal. That is not nothing
Right.
disrespectful, or you're going to do anything else. But for when they go into our country and they see things like that, they're going crazy too.
Hmm.
It's
Yes.
like they're not used to anything, but
Mm-mm.
just because they don't learn about the culture, the
Right.
country you're going to visit. If you're going to visit a country, do your research. Go on internet and find out how they acting, what they like, what
Hold
things
up, that takes effort.
actually.
Some of these dudes don't want to put in effort. Doing research before they take a trip. They just want to hop on a plane and have an instant gratification. These are the things that these guys look for. They don't know how to do the research. They don't want to put in any work. They just want to show up, show out, get somebody to fall down on their knees and do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
They
agree.
don't know how to work for what they got. They have their hands out. That's that generation.
But then later on,
1 second. Shout out to Big Rello for joining.
Oh Lord.
Appreciate it. The media MVP in the house. Uh-oh, Ronin out. Ronin out. Don't leave us, Ronin.
No, I had to grab a drink.
uh,
Hey, you all right? You right with it. Another thing is, all right. I remember I was in DR. I was in this club, and this dude, I'm not, I'm not doing the Diddy thing, but he wasn't the most attractive brother there. This dude could salsa, man. He could salsa so good that chicks was waiting for him.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it was like one after the other. And we go there and think, oh, we got a reggaeton, we got a hip hop. That's really not the culture in DR or any Latin American culture. They,
no.
they dance an entirely different way.
Oh yeah.
The dude can steal your girl. I mean, you may think you got her, but he know how to lay it down. I mean, you know how we used to do back in the day. You get the slow music on. You doing your slow grind with them. You
No,
jamming. That's how
no.
it is. What they doing? They
That
like, oh
wasn't me,
man,
brother. I was in the club. I knew every new dance. I had, even when I had a girl, we had routines to certain dances. There was
Mm-hmm.
just certain dances you had a routine for. We'd go on the dance floor and show out. Half the chicks sitting there watching from the side, like, damn, if you can move like that on a dance floor.
What you can
These
do
are
in
the
the
things you
bedroom.
play with on a woman's mind. When they can see a man that knows how to move, the imagination starts flowing in a woman's
Yep.
mind. These guys don't know that kind of game.
Exactly.
Women
No.
are watching you all throughout this club. You sitting there with your back up against the wall. In a culture that knows how to dance, enjoys dancing, enjoys music.
Yep.
You know what's gonna scare them though? Nothing wrong with the passport bros, but when these chicks in the U.S. get their act together and they go over there, that's why they go over there and get their mind blown. They go over there just like us. A dude dancing with her, he taking her out. He like,
Mhm.
damn, man, they never experience somebody giving that kind of attention, that
And
kind of
the kind of treatment again,
Right.
yeah,
the way they've been treated, they've been like treated as a, you are the most amazing thing I see, because
Absolutely.
that's how most of the men's in Latin country do,
Right.
and how they treat us.
But again, like you guys talked about earlier, you can't do that with low hanging fruit because the good
yeah.
ones are watching you.
Passport Blueprint says dancing was my thing to pick up women in the club. Now,
Hell
brother, you
yes.
have not lied about
Right.
that. I'm telling you, I
That
had to
was
learn how to get my merengue, my bachata, my salsa, my kumba, all of that.
Cumbia.
Cumbia. Well, if you go, and especially dudes who I think there's a big festival in August in Cali, Colombia. Cali, Colombia is the
Salsa.
number one place in the world for salsa. If you go down there and can't jam, they're like, eh. I mean, you can expand your game so much, especially being a gringo and you go somewhere and you can put them moves on. It opens up the door in ways you won't even think about. Even if you get an old lady, I've been in a place, I just grabbed me the old lady. I'm like, well,
bruh, that's the ticket right there. What are you talking about? That's game. You get an old lady or even a chunky one, and you can get out there and move. All the other ones are standing in line wanting to punch their ticket next for you to dance with them.
what they don't understand, and this is what I found out in America, it's all upper body. We dancing like this. We just all upper body. When you go
It's that
down
footwork.
south, they all in them hips, man.
It's that
And the woman's
footwork.
like,
And
damn, he know how to move his hips right. He know how to stay on beat with me. He tagging me. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
you're right.
But they
But
don't
see,
know
those are the
that.
things from back in the day.
Yeah,
We
you had
danced
to.
back in the day.
Yeah, you had to.
Yeah.
Because
Like I
back in the
said,
day,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
That was the thing. And that's why I keep going back to our ethics have changed so drastically, so much with feminism and different corruptions within our community, man. It's night and day from going outside the United States to any one of those cultures. You can go to Colombia, you can go to Brazil, you can go to Thailand, you can go to any one of these countries, man. And the ethics when it comes to true relationships is still intact.
Yeah. Shout out to Media MVP TV. Y'all about to have me signing up from some salsa class this week. Shout out, brother. I'm gonna tell you,
Hey.
back when we was in Cincinnati in the summertime,
We're taking
yeah,
classes.
that we took classes, and every Thursday they used to have what they call salsa on the square. Now, you
In
think, oh,
downtown.
yeah, you'll be downtown. It's the big square. They had a band there. And you wouldn't even know because, the Latinos would be way out in the somewhere in the suburbs in the cut. Man, salsa on the square on Thursday, you had some of the finest Latinas there. You like, where did this girl come from? And they out there jamming salsa, looking good. And the brothers just, and you know what we doing? We sitting on the sideline with a drink like this. Can't talk
But
to
they
them.
even scared to take the initiative.
Yeah.
Show me.
Yep.
I don't
Exactly.
know, but teach me. And that's it.
And Ronin, you know who was winning? The white dudes. That we was talking, you on the sideline and you talking about him like, dang, that brother ain't got no rhythm. He don't know.
It don't matter. He's trying.
And they loved him for it. They like, I
Right.
got the gringo. I'm gonna show
Right.
and they showing the gringo. They hip to hip with him. I was like, man,
That
that's what it is.
that's the first thing you should do the minute you get off the plane. If you haven't already scheduled it when you're planning on going, schedule to go to a dance class or two.
Yep.
You want to meet some good chicks? Go to a dance class.
Oh
Yep.
man.
Go to a dance class because after that dance class, somebody's gonna want to go practice.
That's what they do. Let's go
Okay.
practice.
They're gonna want to go out that weekend. They're
And you
gonna
know
want to
what
go hang out in a group. And now you're in a group of people that you just met, but they're gonna make you familiar with the locals because they're gonna introduce you as, hey, this is a guy I met while we were at a dance class, which means you're trying to take an effort of learning the culture and the way they enjoy music and dance.
Yep.
Bro,
Yes.
there's no better entry point to meeting a good person beside doing things like that.
I'm gonna let you read this comment, and I'm gonna comment on what Ronin says. I think this is from Jay Alex, one of your many admirers.
Yanil, love your content. My Dominican sis. Hope you guys continue to grow your relationship. Stay blessed. Thank you. Thank you very
Amen.
much. We
Hey,
need to go to Puerto Rico. We was there last summer, but he
that
mentioned
was
a
the
good place
family's
that we
vacation
need to
spot.
go.
Mhm.
Yes.
But you know, Ronin, this is what they do, and I've seen this. Like, I know guys, and you can be intimidated because when you got some dudes who know how to salsa, they can do it. But I know a lot of clubs, salsa clubs, say the club open at 10. They'll have
Mhm.
like from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, just some practice.
Right.
And you can go in there and that's when you with the girls one-on-one.
Yeah.
You getting your game in before anybody rolled up. And you like, damn.
Yo, man, don't put this out for everybody to understand, man. Come on, you giving out some good
They
nuggets.
were
They ain't
trying.
gonna catch it. They ain't gonna catch these nuggets. What's going on?
No, but you know what, Ronnie, and I think we need to make a educational channel for the
Mhm.
ones that are really looking for long-term relationship or find or know or really know the Dominican women's,
Right,
not the ones that you pay for play or good Colombian women's, you know, real women's.
right.
We need to educate them because they think everything is about a phone and an app. It is not. You
Mm-mm.
can tweet and right and left as much as you want, but that don't determine it. Like
You don't know the background of the family
yeah,
that you're dealing
Mhm.
with that chick. You don't know
not,
her toxic
nothing.
traits. You don't know nothing.
And when I see they posting like I met this chick and we see all the videos, I'm like, we know what you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just text a woman right now and a couple minutes later you with that person in a bar or ending in a hotel room or spending the night with you when you only spent a couple hours, what make you think she really like you? She
Mhm.
made me feel special. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
This is where I parted. I know everybody, you know, the Godfather, shout out to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, but this is where I really had a big disagreement with him on. He was talking about escorts and all, you know, if you're young, you got to get your escort, you know, practice, get your sex in so you can learn. I completely disagreed. Here go the reason why. As you know, Kevin Samuels, he was in sales.
Right. So was I. Uh-oh. That me
Oh,
or
wow.
them?
Yeah. So if somebody just said,
You hung up for a minute. I don't know if that was me or you
no,
guys.
No,
that might
it
have
was
been
for
us.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Dead air.
Again. There we go. I think it's just it's trying to connect to
Okay.
I have some routers. It's trying to connect to my different Wi-Fi. So hopefully
Oh,
it
okay.
doesn't mess up.
it's back.
Yeah. So this is where I disagree with Kevin on. He was saying, oh, you know, if you're young, learn, get your escort, do this. And I would compare it to this. Kevin was a salesman.
Right.
If he walked into sales and somebody said, here goes your accounts, he never had to work for them. He didn't know how to do them. That's great. He's getting accounts. He's making money, except when he loses those accounts.
Right.
He didn't go through the struggle to get it. And to compare that to how I'm talking about with men and women, when you came up and you had to go talk to them, you got rejected. You knew what worked, what didn't work. You had to, it was like you're honing in on your skills. I knew some dudes, we used to say, man, he got a golden tongue because he could just talk him out of the panties. He knew exactly what to say, how to say it, it was like he was a salesman to the women. And I
Right.
think we forgot that. And I think what happens is
Yeah.
a lot of guys, they'll go down there and look, I have no problem. You want to pay for it? You pay for, if you're a big guy, not that attractive, you paying for all this. But what is your end goal? Because
That
once you
shouldn't
come
even
to the
matter
States,
either. Half the excuses they use with these dating coaches, you ugly, you big, whatever. If you know what you're doing and you know how to talk, you can be funny as hell and be big and still pull a cute chick.
oh no, but what I'm
These are
saying,
all
they just hone in on
contradictions.
their
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah.
They don't have no skills. They
No,
just,
they don't.
I'm saying, so they went down there, they paid for their chick, they got their sex, and they got some fine chicks. But what is the end game? Meaning, are you going to come back to the United States? Did you learn anything? Can you talk
Right.
to a girl now? What can you do? You got to keep going back down there. You got, that's where your thing is. And you'll hear him
You're
like,
going down there to pay for it. You ain't learned a damn thing.
yep.
But
You
the
could have stayed in the United
satisfaction,
States and did that.
Yeah.
but I guess the satisfaction is like, I have a 10 with me. I
No, they're
was
not even
landing
getting
with a
tens.
10.
I have to. I'm pushing back on that. They're not even getting tens while
Ain't
they're
no
going
10.
down there.
But in their mind, it is.
Oh, yeah. For them, it's a 10, Ronan.
Maybe.
In their
If you're
mind,
dealing,
it is.
if you used to dealing with twos and you get a 5, you done made a come up.
Because that's the
Okay.
way they acting. No, for
I,
real, for real. That's the way they acting. And you be like, sometimes I feel embarrassing. En my culture, decimos en
that says a
español.
lot
We say in Spanish,
Mhm.
vergüenza ajena. I feel embarrassing
For them.
of you. I feel
Hmm.
embarrassing for your situation.
Right.
I mean, it's not mine, but just for look at you going through or look what you're doing, you
Right.
shame me.
Right. I
But
agree with you.
that's the reality.
You're absolutely right. I agree
It's
with you
like
guys.
more quality. I'd rather to have quality than
Versus
quantity.
quantity. Yeah.
And they think I hit 5 chicks in my tree. Okay.
And see, that's the thing. As we get older, it stops becoming about the numbers game and it becomes about quality versus
Correct.
quantity.
Yep.
And if you're going to go through the effort, it needs to be damn well worth your goddamn time.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the
If
day,
you got that game, you can get them. You can get them here. You can get them
yeah.
there. It's not an issue.
I date in the United States. I took sand to the beach for years.
Mm-hmm.
I just started dating a Filipino chick.
All right.
So we're gonna see where that goes. But at the end of the day, I've never had a problem with my mouthpiece. I never had a problem pulling a chick. I never had a problem getting on the dance floor and dancing. I never had a problem with even talking to a chick, walking up to them, being friendly, starting an open conversation. But again, like Kevin Samuels, I've been in executive sales. I've run sales organizations. I know how to talk. And that's something that we are lacking with these generations because they've sat in the house, played computer games, and only socialize through the internet and chat. They don't know how to physically interact with each other.
True.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this one out from Media MVP. I want to see if you agree with this. Honestly, as a man, I feel that successful relationships I had were with the women who chased and wanted me. When a man chases a woman, when a man chases, most women will turn into a game. Do you agree?
Me?
Yeah, I
Go
agree.
ahead, ladies first.
I
Yeah.
chased you. I asked him to marry me. I chased him.
She
because
proposed to
I
you?
always-
Go ahead, man. Go ahead,
yeah,
man.
I asked
That's
him.
some
I
strong
asked
game
him.
right there. That's some strong game. Go ahead,
I
brother.
was like, you know what? We've been dating for 3 years. He don't make any move. This is my last chance. I will ask. If he say no, this is over because it was like, it was by the time that everybody was like, but he play games because that's another thing. As soon you are dating somebody outside your culture,
Right.
that's the mentality. That person is using you, is playing games because
Right.
that's they used to hear. They come to country like us just for painting these big pictures for us, and it's not real. It's not really. Or they
Right.
marry here and just go back and forth. And I
Right.
proposed him.
So
So
she always says this. So I'm gonna ask you this question: do you love me more, or do I love you more? What you
I
think?
think you love me more.
You think I love you more?
No, I mean,
Because you always say, "Oh, I love you more. I
Ah,
love you
I don't
more."
know
She always
because
say that.
that's a key
no,
question. I'm going to tell you why after she gets done answering.
I mean, I
Because you're the one
think
that's always like
I think
trying
I
to. She, she
okay.
try to. She do more the romantic. I
Yes,
be on
that's
focus.
what I say. I say more like I'm more like
You're more
more touch,
mushy.
physical touching,
Hmm.
more caring, more on him all the time.
Hmm.
That I say all the time. I think I love you more. But then about actions, all the good things that he do as a husband, being a leader, being a provider, be the head of the house, protect me, making sure everything is right. And it's like, okay, I mean, who love more? But we
Yeah,
express and showing love in different ways.
exactly.
That's the
But
thing.
I think me the MVP is right. You have to have a woman who sees you as the prize in a sense. Because if
Absolutely.
you continually trying to chase her and pay for her, it becomes a point where she's just looking for the next best thing.
Right.
She's temporary until she finds something, and you will constantly. I've been there, like where it's like, man, you're constantly trying to prove something. You got
Right.
to go, and that's why I tell guys when y'all go out, the worst thing you can do is take a chick to a nice restaurant. I mean, that don't because now you set an
You
expectation
setting
here.
an expectation that's beyond
Yep.
belief, and you
Yep.
cannot go below it.
Yeah.
But let me answer to that question that you said, and what media said. Yes, a woman should love you a little bit more than you possibly love her. But like Yanel just clarified, women and men love differently.
Correct.
If a man loves you, he'll jump in front of a bullet for you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He'll stop a moving car for you. There's a different type of love. So yeah, the woman has to show more emotion toward that man, but on the back end, we might not show it, but we're going to demonstrate it like said. She's going to see that love by the action that that man has toward her.
Yep.
So both are right. Yes, the woman needs to show more love. But at the end of the day, the man loves as deep, if not deeper, because he's
Yep.
willing to give up his life.
And
He'll
I
work,
say too,
he'll work 15, 20 hours to make sure
exactly.
that woman has everything she needs
Yep.
And I
because
tell
he
her,
sees that kind of loyalty.
have you ever gone hungry?
No.
I said, your
Exactly.
phone ever been off? The lights ever been off? You ever
Right.
had not gas in your car?
Right. That's all love. That's
Exactly.
dedication.
But it is different,
That's motivation for us. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
are better when we have a woman to complete us. It stops us from being distracted from finding the woman to being more focused and centered so we can be more productive.
But
Even
here's the
go ahead.
thing, Ronan. Ask this. That same question, we just asked it. Do you think, that guys love more? But I would say it's the reverse with the passport bros going over there. They get hooked on something. I seen brothers get hooked on and fall in love with those chicks over there,
It's an
man.
experience. I hate to say it. It's just inexperience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
and,
never
and
have it.
and it comes from these guys like we've been talking. These guys have never been exposed to a halfway decent looking woman. Okay. And so they get over there and they get the PW. We know what that is without me having to say it.
Mm-hmm.
What is?
Well, you can explain it more.
Female body part and whipped. Let's put it that
Oh,
way.
okay.
Mm.
Okay.
But they blow their mind.
Right.
That's what it
Exactly.
is. And they've been interacting with women that are not really looking for relationship. They only want to take advantage and money from you, and
Mhm.
they feel, oh, she play me. No, she don't
You
play you.
played
You put
yourself.
yourself in that situation, so
Absolutely.
you don't need. You cannot come and complain and talk back about any woman in other culture when you know what you're going through.
Right. And you went over there with the express purpose of finding a woman
Exactly.
just so you can sleep with them. Now
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
you got had, all of a sudden she played you. No, you played yourself because you knew what the game was when you stepped off the plane.
Exactly.
And Passport Blueprint says this generation don't know how to actually interact with each other. It's all
Nope.
telecommunication rather than face to face. I
Amen.
remember when I called a girl. I called her. It was like, what are you calling me for? Like the whole thing, like you're not supposed. I gave you the number. I told you to contact me, but that don't mean call me. That mean we just supposed to keep texting.
Mm-mm.
And I'm like, man, they don't know
You see this big old fun? No, I don't play with my thumbs like that. Come on. We
They
need
don't
to
even
have
know
general
how to.
conversations.
They don't even know how to read body language.
Yeah, I don't think
Men and women.
and this is what happens when you deal with the prostitutes. You do know you fuck, you don't, but you don't know how to make love. Because you
No.
get a dude, because when you know how to make love to a chick, she ain't gonna leave. She coming back. She net, she rolling.
Come on, don't tell them the secrets now.
That's just how they do it. And the brothers don't know that. And I heard Fresh and Fit saying like, "Oh, I don't go down," or "I don't do this. Sex is all about
Man.
pleasing me." And I say to the young brother, "Let me meet your girl.
He ain't
Let
never
me
had a
show."
chick quivering after you got done.
Exactly. Let me
That's
meet your
all I'm
girl and let
saying.
me show her.
Yeah.
You think it ain't nothing? That girl will do everything to leave you. She might
She
be with
will.
you for a moment, but she ain't staying with you. It's crazy. So what? Back on our subject, how do you think they really? You've been all over and you've heard the talks. How do you think they think of Americans in general, passport brothers maybe specifically, in these other countries? What do you
I
think
mean,
their perception of it is?
both you and Yanel have hit on key points throughout this whole conversation between classism. And that's why I say on a lot of these other panels, look, we fight every day in the United States with the mentality, oh, we're black, so we got to prove ourselves. When you go into other cultures, the race thing ain't the issue.
Correct.
Now it's a classism type of situation that's going on. They're
Mm-hmm.
looking at how you carry yourself. Yeah, you're going in there with a distinct advantage with a blue book, American money. You're going in there with a different type of level of entry point to get into the dating game. So now they're going to read you on how you're moving.
Exactly.
Are you going to stay low class and deal with the streetwalkers, or are you going to really challenge yourself and try to come up with the level of class of woman that you really deserve when you come in that culture? They're reading you.
Exactly.
And that's in every culture. It's classism. It's not racism. They don't give a damn about your skin tone. They look at advantages. Arranged marriages are still going on. You get what I'm saying? Certain families will only marry certain families because it betters the overall group.
Yeah.
I know meeting MVP, I'm gonna have to agree. He says, I feel blessed to have grown up in my time. I'm 43 and my wife is watching the show with me.
Right.
The new generation growing up on phone and apps is scary now because
Amen.
people show their best online. Boy,
Mhm.
I just couldn't. I'm
He hit that on.
glad I grew up when I grew up.
Me too.
So am I.
It separated the boys from the men. It separated, and here's the thing. I'm glad I got bullied. I was big, but even though I was strong where I was at, if you in the second grade, a fifth grader gonna bully you. They just bigger.
But the
Right.
bullying was different.
But I'm glad I got bullied because you know what? It made me get my game up. It made me
Right.
get my athleticism up. All of that. I was like, man, I don't want to be called this. In the
We
black
took the
community,
challenge. We
oh
took
man,
the
we
challenge
go at it.
and charged at it. We didn't run away from it. We didn't shy away from it. We charged at that challenge.
That's right.
Like,
But
yeah,
we
you got
took-
us today, but tomorrow's a different day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you didn't see now it's all about what I can show you.
Mhm.
Like, I got the car, I got this. Before it was just how I could talk to you. Can I approach you? Can I say the right things to you? How can I treat you? How can I get you, to roll? And they don't understand, man. You used to be a phone doctor. You used to be able to get on that phone.
And the phone from home, no?
Yeah, you on the phone and you just saying all the right things. It's a whole different way that you can roll with.
The cord that was all the way in the other room, you would take the cord all the way into your room, try to close the door. You got that long ass cord. You sitting there trying to run game. Your mom comes in the house, sees the cord dragged all the way out to your house, your room. Like, what you doing in there? Who you talking to?
And so before you even meet the chick, or not when saying meet them, they was already in love with you when you set it up.
Right.
If you know how to talk, if you know to do that, they was already ready to roll with you. You had them. All you had to do was just close. You
had this.
Close it.
You had this. You had the mind. You had the imagination. You had the fantasy going of the first meeting. You had that bond going. You had a mental and spiritual connection at that point. These guys don't know how to do these things.
No.
So I know we talk about the guys, but what about the girls? Do you think they don't even understand either?
No. We're in the 60th year. 60th year of women raising women to be independent, strong minded. The hell we're trying to work it out and try to teach how to work with a man. You better than that man.
Here's how I know, and it might just be the generation. There was a time I was like, I parked the car, and the girl I was with was walking into the line, and there was a goo who like grabbed her, come here, and she's like, "What the fuck, what are you doing?" He like, "Come here, baby," or something. And then I walked up, and I was like, "Man, does that really work?"
Right.
We in line, and some other girls came up. He did the same thing, and they were like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "That's what it worked." They was a cut. I don't know if they was just accustomed to that type of attitude, that treatment, but it was a separation. You could see what type of girl it was. But are the women today just so accustomed to that?
They either want a bad boy or they don't want anything at all. If you're not rich and a geek, they want that bad boy that's going to be rough, abusive in all kind of ways, so they can live out whatever mental fantasy they have. Then when they're tired of being abused, now all of a sudden they want that geek, that good guy again.
But it's we go back to the same we was talking before. As relationship take time. You have to build. You have to work in. It's a everyday work. Relationship is a everyday work.
It's
and
an investigation.
Yes.
You're investigating. When you're talking, you're interrogating similarly, but you're not. You're investigating where this person's head is at, both men and women. The women are trying to feel you out and figure out what you're really about, and if you running game or if you're actually telling the truth. Things have to be verified, through constant conversation. They might double back and ask you the same question twice just to see if you're going to answer it the same way, because they remember every goddamn answer.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Before everything was more easy because we don't have that C plan in our brain that we always need to look for negative, or we always need to be checking. Before it was like, if it work, if it's not work, okay, move on.
So here go my thing, Ronin.
And now it's like the high expectation as well that they believe in those perfect relationship they posted in social media. And it's not true. I mean, every relationship is different, and all relationships going through the ups and downs.
Yeah.
And when you see a long-term relationship, the question you should ask, if you want to find out what is the key, what you've been forgetting in your relationship.
Exactly.
That's the only question you gotta do. It's no magic power for making work. It's no magic words it's nothing you can do. It's all about what you've been forgiveness. And you have the key there. Because right now is women, especially women, feel like empowered. And the point that it's like you do a minimum things to me and things are over. I can find a better one.
Right.
And then you will be jumped from relationship to relationship because you don't deal with that, because you don't deal with a guy. But you got to work on yourself and find out why I act in that way.
I think media MVP TV hit it right. But before I read out his comment, my question to you, Ronin, why do most Black men, what are they seeking when they go overseas? When they say, I want to see if you hit on it, because I'm going to ask a follow-up question. Or just men, men in general.
Yeah, I can't answer for passport bros specifically because I'm not them, and I'm far beyond that. I know when I was young, I did young things, but they claim to want to go over and find a good woman that they can possibly marry. Their actions and what they demonstrate, what their actions and what they're demonstrating are not equaling out what they're saying that they're about.
So the question is, they go overseas because they want a traditional submissive woman.
Right.
Don't you, a traditional woman? Don't you think that same woman wants a traditional type man?
Say that again for the people.
They want a traditional type man. They want a man that's going to be able to take care of them, open the doors, be romantic. They go over there with this. It's just like they go over there with this modern, and they think that's going to land them.
Right. You can't.
No.
Those countries are not America, and America are not those countries. You have to separate the two. I equated out, and one of the biggest things that started off is escaping the Matrix. Okay. If you really delved into all the series of the Matrices, there are multiple matrices. All it is the rule of that land. You can jump from one server to another. You just have to understand what the server rules are. Okay. but there are still values and everything else that goes to every culture. Okay, so you're not escaping one thing to go into this magical fantasy land. There are rules and to the game in those countries as well.
Mm-hmm.
And like Yanel said earlier, if you're not preparing to go to these countries, stop it.
Yeah.
Do a little research, open a book, go Google it, figure it out.
ChatGPT. ChatGPT now.
Yeah,
Media
even that. Yeah,
MVP,
thank you.
Media MVT says, I want to ask you this question too. I find a lot of women these days will leave relationships or get divorced because she wants to be happy all of a sudden. Like women. So what about your friends? Well, maybe not your friends, but people that say, I'm just not happy anymore.
I went through that. My second marriage.
Yeah.
For no reason. I'm just not happy.
But
Bruh.
but it was a lot of little details and little things that was adding to it was adding for you don't feel being happy.
Right.
And
It
that
wasn't me, it
relationship.
was her. And I had nursed her back from being disabled. 9-year relationship.
But women always feel, like we can go through it. We go through
Right.
like the bad, the rough, the down, the out. It's like, I don't know if they just not built for that.
But that's the
or
thing. Men are built to dig in. Women are just like us, not just hypergamy, but now they're taught to go with their feelings. It should
Yeah.
always be about their feelings. It's not sacrifice. Now, ultimately, really, marriage is about, gaining legacy, raising children, things like that. After you have children, the marriage gets a back seat to the priority of your child that you guys have. Raising that child to make sure it can have its best advantages once it's grown. The selfishness of what I want versus what she wants kind of takes a back seat a little bit to that. Yes, you still need to make sure each other is happy, but ultimately, you guys being together is still going to benefit that child. Breaking
does
up
that
a
happen?
home just because you feel like I'm not happy, you're not benefiting yourself ultimately, and you definitely are not going to benefit our child by doing that.
It was like
What do they get divorced for in your country? Is it I'm just not happy? What do
No.
people say that?
happy is not no, because we fight for our marriage. And in my country, in my culture, we fight for our marriage. We can get a divorce for abuse, control, or cheating. Like you cheating in a way that is like, hey, you embarrassing me so bad that I cannot move forward. I cannot keep working in this relationship because you did something really
Publicly, you did it.
publicly, or you have a baby outside the marriage, those kind of things. But like I'm unhappy or we going through a poor tough situation, it's weird when you see that.
So that's I don't. We give up on. You know why? I think Ronan. One reason is in the United States, like they say, even like say the thing with Diddy, it's like, oh, just wait till the next news person comes out. We forget about it. And that's how we are. We quick to move on. We quick to the next thing. Nothing really holds our attention.
Instant gratification.
So when you date these younger people, they constantly got to be in the attention. That's why I knew girls that like drama.
The word of the day, and every time I say it, it's a sense of entitlement that these generations have now that we knew better to have back in the day.
Well, we had to plan for everything. For us was the long haul. Nothing was
A, B, C, and a backup D plan. We had multiple levels of plans. It wasn't just, oh, I'm not happy, fuck it, I'm throwing in the rags. No, it was multiple options. We knew things were going to happen. You had to roll with the punches, as they say back in the day.
But it was set up. Everything was patient. I'm just thinking about even my life. I remember when after you do popcorn on the stove, there was no microwave. You had the little jiffy thing you move back and forth.
And you put it in the pot sometimes.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, everything was slow. It's like you couldn't get there. You had your phone. You called somebody before they was called waiting. Your phone was busy. I mean, it was a whole process to get you to learn that patience, to get you to do it. You worked a job for a longer time. Here, it's so instant. I worked a job, I don't like it, I quit.
Right.
I move on. So everything is instantaneous. And I think that happens when it comes to relationships. It's just
Yeah.
instantaneous.
Technology and convenience and entitlement, right along with the fact that the world has shrunk with the advent of computers and internet. I remember it was just girls within a certain county was the you could meet the baddest chick in your county. That was the chick. It wasn't some chick that was over some in a whole nother country. It was either the best looking chick in your high school, a competing high school that maybe you guys ran track against each other, or played basketball or played football against. You might have met up with a chick that was in an alternate school or something like that. That you didn't have the wide selection and the availability of contacting any old body all over the world, nor did you even know what they looked like. So you stayed with what was safe. You knew what was going on in your town. You knew what was going on in the surrounding cities. You didn't venture off that far.
Yeah. And I know the title is What They Really Think Dating Abroad Exposed. And I've watched some of Austin Hollerman. And you can see that he leads with that American passport, that American persona. And in some countries, it worked. In other countries, like I forgot where he was at, Padway somewhere, and he's like, "There's no game here. Like none of that worked. You come up with the camera, you're talking in the gym, none of it worked because it wasn't anything to them. You needed more than just I got a camera and I got a passport to get somewhere. That's when you're there.
That's when you gotta have a personality.
Exactly.
You gotta know how to talk. You gotta be able to read a room, read a chick. You gotta be able to look at her softness, or whether she's clenched up a little hesitant about talking. You got to be able to read body language.
Yep.
They don't know how to do that either.
No, they don't even know how to communicate, honestly.
Well, bro, I'm not gonna hold this up longer. We will be back next Thursday. I'm sorry,
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, and this is gonna be Ask Yanil. So
he's putting you on the spot.
Any question you want to ask
you
about
ready?
dating, love, all of that, she's gonna be open to answer all the questions.
Why are you gonna throw it to the Lions? Why are you gonna throw it to the Lions then like that?
I don't know.
She got to survive. She got to survive.
We actually knew our community growing up.
Nowadays, a lot of people never get out the neighborhoods. I know. That's crazy.
Or get out of the garage, the basement, even go outside.
I remember when I grow up, when we get back from the school, we're supposed to do homework and then do the chores, eat dinner, and then we go out and play.
Right.
And all our friends, we was playing like really play, not like these things virtual, nothing like that. We sometimes play against with rocks, with a little rocks and a little bowl or a little empty
we are very inventive
container or something, and we was having fun. When it was like 9:30 or 9:45, they call us, okay, it's time to go to bed. We was mad about it's like
having to go in,
playing. But we don't have that right now. And technology, yes, is great. It's a fantastic tool, but also it's taking away a good thing.
Social skills, social skills at all.
And family, like a
Very
family
key.
quality time with family. It take a lot of stuff from us that we don't even realize.
You go out to eat. We went out to eat, and it was the mom and dad talking to every other kid. They had their phone like this. I mean, they're just watching the whole. It wasn't even part of it.
Right. You remember back in the day when they had the announcement at like 8 or 9 o'clock? It's 9 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Yeah.
Because we stayed out so late, they had to remind the parents, hey, go check on your kids. They out there and they might be a little quiet. So go check on them. Where your kids at? They used to have to remind the parents to come look for us because we kept ourselves busy outside.
And I don't know in your culture, but in my culture, parents talk. We play but parents talk too and socialize. When there was time to go inside. I don't know in here how the things work.
Our generation, Fearless would say the same thing. Our generation, our parents talk to us. They try to give us life lessons. They made sure we had mentors. Even though my mom divorced from my father, I still had church mentors. I had uncles. I had men in my life that were still mentoring me. She didn't think she could do it on her own. She didn't need no man, not even family, to help raise another man. She thought
Mm-hmm.
she could teach a man. That's what's going on now. You got women that think they can teach a man how to be a man, and they're teaching them incorrectly. They're teaching them lead with emotion, not analytical thought processes, not teaching them how to plan. Most women react off of emotion. They don't know how to plan out things. B, C, D plans.
Yeah.
You know, big differences.
Well,
But I'm gonna
Ronan,
let
man,
you
I
guys get
greatly
out. Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you joining us tonight. It
Appreciate the
was
invite.
interesting. Make sure that everyone joins. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next week, Ronan. And now for our final thoughts. The show. What do women really think about the passport bros and dating a bride? Here's the thing, guys. They think y'all suckers. If you go to the low-hanging fruit, they think y'all suckers, no swagger, Western Union poppies, all of that. If you want to have a different perception of you, there's a thing that says if you want to change the people around you, change the people around you. If you want to have a different experience, you want to have a higher class woman, you want to have that real authentic romance, you got to change it. Now, if you just want to hit a few, hey, get a few mangoes, that's good.
Be happy, no?
Yeah, be happy. Nothing wrong with a few mangoes and getting it in, but remember, it's the game. All they say, don't hate the player, hate the game. We hope that everybody please subscribe. We love the comments. If you have any requests on any type of shows, we travel. We've been all over. Last year we took 5 or 6 vacations: Cuba, Jamaica, Thailand, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Puerto Rico. So we go all over. If you have any questions, please let us know. We'll try to bring some of that up to you. Got one more comment from here. You can read that. From who?
El patrón del paisaje. We used to have to talk to her dad on the landline before he will hand the phone to his daughter.
What you calling my daughter for? What's your name?
No.
Who are
Yeah, you remember we have two lines in the house. One in the kitchen. Used to be in the kitchen, and another one in the dining. And your dad or your mom pick up the phone and be like, "Oh, I just want to make sure who you're talking to." Okay, it's a girl, it's a boy, and they get in
El Patreon, you was right, man. I used to have I remember there's some girls I used to talk to.
He say it. Go back. I don't finish the comment, but he say
it. That is. I used to have a girl. There was some girls I want to talk to. Their dad wouldn't let them on the phone. I used to have this girl call and be like, "Hey, is Yanil there? Yeah, hold on, let me get it for you." And he get on the phone. I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, man? You know it's me. I just call." So we know that game, and it was a whole different ball game. Now everybody got their own cell phone, so it's a different thing.
It's not. They don't know, and you know what? Even they know, and we close up after this. You know what? Even they have all this technology, their own phones. That was a fun time that we live in. That now we can let our kids know or grandkids know, and that was adrenaline. Adrenaline. How you say it in English, please? Adrenaline, like you feel that, like I will be cash. Oh my God, I will get it in trouble. Oh, I need to.
Your mom listen. Yeah, you can't even say no sex. Can't get in too much in your sex. You can
say nothing. So that's things they don't experience, but we gladly have the opportunity to experience, and it was a great time.
Now remember, join us next week. The show is Tuesday Tacos, Tequila, and Talk. So get your favorite tequila. I love this one. Let me see if I can put it up there. It's not even that expensive, but man, found this one in Mexico. A great one, much better than Patron. Smooth. It has a vanilla liqueur to it. It's fantastic. So make sure next week you join us for Tuesday Tequila, Talk, and Taco, or something like that. You'll see it on the XO. I done had a few shots of these, so my reading skills ain't that great. Thank you. Appreciate anything you want to say before we go?
No, that's all. We hope to meet you next Tuesday. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And also thank you for the support. Please hit the like button. That's the way you can support us. And until next time.
You're supposed to say it like they do it on a cruise.
Bye.
Huh? Y'all still here? Man, if you still here and you ain't hit that like and subscribe button, I'm coming in for you. Till next week, guys.